up, city volunteers in China put on a musical in Shenzhen to promote filial piety. In Taiwan's Miaoli, a group of children gain confidence through learning about their hometown. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. First up, in Taiwan, in the aftermath of Typhoon Sulik, many residents in Keelung experienced water shortage and power outages. Some of the low-lying areas were also submerged underwater. Upon learning of their plight, city volunteers soon arrived with food and water and helped disaster survivors clean up their houses.
This door is unhinged. It's rotten from within. This plank is not secure. When the typhoon struck, it fell.
Following the devastation of Typhoon Sulik, residents here in Keelung's mountain areas were severely affected by water and power outage. Though the typhoon has already left, 80-year-old Grandma Yu is still frightened.
The strong wind broke the window. You see that there? It's broken.
Inside the disaster survivor's home, the ceiling is leaking.
We brought them some water and bread. We will report their situation to our Tzu chapter to see how we can further assist them.
Later, Tzu volunteers arrive at another disaster survivor's house, where the TV antenna was blown off by the typhoon. Volunteers bring necessary materials to help them fix it.
Their TV antenna was blown off by the typhoon, and their signal was cut off.
With Tzu volunteers' continuous love and care, the lives of the disaster survivors can gradually return to normal.
After Typhoon Sulik passed through Taiwan, branches, leaves, and partially uprooted trees were to be found everywhere, with the Taipei Tzu Hospital being no exception. In order to return the grounds to their usual pristine condition, volunteers mobilized for a day of work.
Yesterday evening, we got a call from the Taipei Tzu Hospital saying they needed our help with the cleaning, so we all came as early as we could.
Although Taipei was spared serious damage from Typhoon Sulik, the typhoon did leave countless broken branches and uprooted trees in its wake. The volunteers' mission today is to help restore the hospital back to its usual pristine condition. Despite the hard work and blazing sun, one only finds smiles of satisfaction and contentment on the faces of the volunteers.
It was a last-minute call, but we were still able to mobilize so many people. For us, this is our responsibility and our mission.
Using branches that were blown off, one volunteer works to save a young tree that was partially uprooted in the storm.
When we were cleaning, I saw that this tree had been uprooted, so we found 3 branches to pop it up and keep it stable.
Thanks to the hard work of every volunteer present, the grounds here at the Taipei Tzu Hospital are back to their normal pristine condition in no time. Moving to China, Tzu volunteers in Shenzhen, Guangdong Province, curtained their first musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents at Hongling Middle School on July 13th. While gathering everyone's love, volunteers seized the opportunity to pray for the survivors of Typhoon Sulik.
As the first musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents kicks off, Shenzhen Tzu volunteers take the opportunity to gather everyone's love to pray for the victims of Typhoon Sulik. In hopes of implementing the concept of filial piety into the education system, the Shenzhen Futian District Education Bureau invited Tzu volunteers to organize the filial piety sign language musical in which students and teachers will take part.
How do we fulfill our filial duties? Everyone knows it's good and it should be done, but how do we practice it? The only way is to put it into action. We have to learn how to perform our filial duties. This is very important.
113 elementary school, high school and college students utilized their summer break to attend a Tzu seminar to better understand the underlying meaning of the sutra.
After being a part of this performance, I realized how incredible and great my parents are. I promise to repay their love when I am older.
It is hoped that through the portrayal and interpretation of this musical adaptation, that audience members go home ready to put their filial duties into action.
The cast of the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents consisted of students and educators from all across Shenzhen. Today we meet Tu Hongli, an elementary school academic affairs director who has incorporated Tzu Chi's humanitarianism into her school.
As the children set off in pursuit of their dreams, although sad to let go, a mother still extends her best wishes and support to her children.
一个直播里面的一个母亲。
Portraying each emotion vividly on stage, Chu Hongli is in fact an academics affairs director at a well-known elementary school in Shenzhen. In her some 10-year teaching career, Chu has never had to prepare herself for a lesson more difficult than this one.
就这一句不行。
When she finally plucked up the courage to practice, Chu did so behind closed doors, as she was afraid to be seen by others, let alone teach it to her students.
那么我们作为有福之人，我们能不能把我们的东西给别人分享呢？能不能？哎，我们要给别人分享。如果说，
我觉得我应该学会与别人分享，
I want to share all my good things with others.
分给别人。
这个中国文化它的精髓就是
The essence of Chinese culture is kindness and filial piety, and Tzu Chi's humanitarian education is an extension of the Chinese heritage, so I think it's a great combination.
Moved by the love and beauty of Tzu Chi, Chu volunteered to take part in the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents.
哎呀，去年呢有一点像串场子的感觉。
I was so moved last year and couldn't stop crying, so this year I decided to participate.
Chu's passion for education, her meticulousness with her students, and her interaction with her family has improved for the better since joining the sign language musical and Tzu Chi.
Staying in China, as the local government has been promoting senior citizens' rights by making sure members of the public fulfill their filial duties, the sign language musical of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents came right in time. Through the 3 performances held at a local civic center, some 4,000 audience members all gained a better understanding of what filial piety is about.
To encourage its citizens to fulfill their filial duties, the Chinese government has been promoting the concept of filial piety. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers put on 3 performances of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents to remind the general public to repent and to reciprocate the love and care they receive from their parents. The musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents is joined by government officials, charity organizations, and education sector, and many more.
I was very touched by the performance. I want to thank Tzu Chi volunteers for reminding everyone that filial piety is the foundation of all goodness. All of us should seize every chance to fulfill our filial duties.
In total, more than 4,000 people showed up for the 3 performances. Tzu Chi volunteers hope that the performances can inspire members of the public to fulfill their filial duties and cleanse their hearts so that everyone can live in peace and harmony.
Tzu Chi's charity work in Myanmar began after Cyclone Nargis devastated many parts of the country in 2008. Apart from its relief work to help disaster survivors rebuild their homes, Tzu Chi also built 3 schools in Yangon province, which were completed this year. Moreover, Tzu Chi volunteers provided scholarship supports to needy students with the desire to learn but could not afford tuition fees. Among the 40 students who received help are the 4 children of Tzu Chi care recipient San San King. The family of 5 lives in a shabby house with their mother making a living by selling fried cakes. Knowing education is the only way to escape poverty, San San King's children all vow to study hard and repay their mother's love one day.
Here in Myanmar, for this pair of twin Tzu Chi Care recipients, Su Mut No and Zin Mut No, being able to sit inside a classroom and learn was a dream kept hidden inside their hearts. Now that their dream has become a reality, the duo treasures each lesson, hanging on to the teacher's every word. In the past, because of their impoverished lifestyle, the twins' road to education was blocked. However, with Tzu Chi's assistance, the pair and their two sisters are all able to return to school. The youngest sister says she really loves being able to go to school.
I enjoy going to school because I make lots of friends there.
For the four siblings, school is not only a place to make friends, but a beacon of hope for a better future. The children and their mother, San San Kin, live in a dilapidated wooden shack no bigger than 16 square meters. The living room also serves as a bedroom, and for those unable to fit on the first floor, they sleep on the interlayer floor constructed out of wood beams. Even when the wood beams almost collapse, the children seem unaffected by such happenings and carry on having a good time. After school, the four children will help their mother prepare ingredients for fried cakes, which San San King sells to make ends meet for the family. The temperature outside is around 30 degrees Celsius, and the smoke coming from the coal fire often chokes San San King, thus making her body weak. Selling the round fried cakes is how the family gets by financially. 3 years ago, San San Kin's husband passed away from cancer. San San Kin had enough difficulty feeding the children, let alone paying for school tuition, which resulted in a termination to their education. Thankfully, a year ago, Tzu Chi volunteers extended a helping hand to this family, and San San King is forever grateful.
Now that my children can attend school without worry, I am very comforted. I can also see my children having a brighter future.
Seeing the children assisting their mother with making fried cakes, it is clear these children are quite filial, whether it's in the way they help with mixing the batter or fanning the fire. The young ones can't help but want to grow up quickly to better take care of their mother.
I want to be a doctor so I can give my mother a large room and cure her sickness.
I want to be a flight attendant as they make more money, and I can buy a large house for my mother to live in.
The children's wishes are admirable. However, the family must still bravely face their day by day. Zin Mut No carries a plate of hot fried cakes on his head and heads out to sell the snack on the street with his sisters. The aromatic smell of the delicious snack attracts many customers. A Tzu Chi volunteer mentioned previously the children's math skills were not so good, so they often didn't bring home the correct amount when selling fried cakes. But after attending school, their situation has improved immensely.
If someone gave them 500 and needed 300 back, they would not know exactly how much to give back and would hand over 400. So after tutoring them a while, their math skills have improved greatly in the last year or two.
For her children's sake, rain or shine, Mother San San King continues to sell her fried cakes inside a simply constructed food stall, as she knows one day these snacks can help turn their dreams into reality.
Next, we meet a group of children who are spending their summer holiday outdoor. They are the students of Miaoli County's Wulong Elementary School, who mostly come from new immigrant families. These students are shy and lack confidence. Hence, the school's principal came up with the idea of a micro-cinema production for them to discover their hometown through filming. Although a simple production, the youngsters all found on stage a renewed sense of confidence.
像微电影课程，你们是了解到什么细节吗？没有，便当很好吃，上课很好玩。
导演觉得刚刚的问题可以用吗？让人回答。可以。哎，怎么办？最后是这样。
换这3个人，我们来猜。好啊，好啊，你们说的话，你们要动。那我来拍，我来拍。
Using a camera to record the interview, it seems like everyone is better at asking questions. However, do not underestimate their abilities.
我是刘德正，我是刘德威，我是刘德宝，我们是刘家三兄弟。
These young students put together a micro-cinema production featuring the everyday life of new immigrant mothers, life on strawberry farms, and also behind-the-scene highlights. The project is one started by Wurong Elementary School principal Zhang Chuanyuan.
还有他们辛苦照顾长的。
拍摄微电影重点在于技术，而在于拍摄微电影的过程中。
The micro cinema doesn't focus on technique, but rather the process. Through this new experience, these kids form a different outlook on their hometown and discover many things which they didn't notice or think about before.
妈妈的观点都是以前他们不曾去思考。
Given the opportunity to learn through doing, these students broadened their outlook and discovered a world of endless possibilities. Many students like Lai Junming, who will be graduating this year, are sad to leave school.
I think my biggest improvement is that I'm more comfortable in expressing my thoughts now.
Principal Zhang told us that if we have any questions, we should never be afraid to raise our hands and ask, regardless whether our question might be right or wrong.
What is the magic that transformed these once shy students into outgoing and expressive children? Inside this make-do classroom, Principal Zhang dedicates most of his time showing his students various techniques in how to upload their own video clips. This space, which they call classroom, is in fact the living room of a farmhouse belonging to the family of one student.
他的想法跟理念。
Principal Zhang's ideals and beliefs are a great source of encouragement for our children. I suppose for most children, although they live here, they don't notice the beauty of their surroundings. This exercise really got the children to appreciate and understand their hometown.
When children of the countryside put their heart into something, they can do it and can do it well. During one of their cultural exchange with the National Taipei University of Education Experimental Elementary School, everyone was taken aback by our children's behavior and potential.
Actually, the Wurong Elementary School is currently undergoing construction.
Although their dreams began in this small space, however, we should rather focus on how they can broaden their horizons and create future opportunities. That is more important.
Using donated computers which are no longer needed, the students are preparing for their book publication. As their imagination and creativity run wild, students put to paper what's most fundamental, that being their ideas and dreams. With a little heart and the right resources, Principal Zhang Chuanyuan has given his students a stage for them to become their own shining star.
Education isn't about anything other than creating opportunities for children. When you give them the stage, you are affording them opportunities. If you shape them for success, they will only strive to do better and learn better and more.
Although much of this work takes up his own leisure time, Principal Zhang only has his students' best interests at heart, as he hopes that his students will discover themselves, find their confidence, and one day find their stage and shine.
Also making the most of their summer vacation are 17 students from the Tzu Chi Hualian Elementary School who recently went on humanitarian exchange visit to Singapore and Malaysia. The students first visited the Singapore Mahabodhi School, where they got a taste of how different cultures sometimes do things differently. Next, in Malaysia, the student visited a home for children with disabilities, and through seeing the less fortunate, learned to cherish their own blessings.
Here at the Mahabodhi School in Singapore, students perform a traditional Indian dance to welcome their special guests from Taiwan, while a Tzu Shao leads everyone in a tea ceremony. Next, the Tzu Chi students sit in on classes, and what they saw was a surprise to some.
可以使用计算机啊，5、6年级的时候。
那你觉得这样很好吗？
是好，可是怕若有些偷懒的话，计算能力就很差。
来自台湾是。
The Tzu Chi students also make new friends despite the occasional language barrier.
I
was afraid that they would all only speak English. Fortunately, the teacher spoke Chinese, so Wang Wei helped me.
Ping Er is very polite. I am very happy to meet her.
Next, the students travel to Malaysia, where they make a stop at a home for disabled children.
I think that they are very brave in that they don't give up.
Once we return to Taiwan, I will thank my mom for having me and also keeping me healthy.
Quickly overcoming their fear, the students are soon feeding and playing with the residents, and in doing so, learning important lessons in how to care for others.
In every different place, there is a different feeling. I have seen how they are really independent, organized and generous, as well as filling in where they are needed.
Near the end, all it took was a word or sometimes not even that, and they would immediately get ready.
The 9-day humanitarian exchange was a trip full of laughter and learning, and certainly one that these students will remember in the years to come.
In Taiwan's Kaohsiung, a summer camp for high school students is organized each year by Tzu Qing's, with 170 students participating in this year's summer camp held earlier this week. From organizing the curriculum to taking care of the students' daily needs, Tzu Qing's were in charge of it all. Tzu Qing alumni were also on site to pass on their knowledge and share their experiences to help ensure the smooth running of the events. Besides learning a few lessons themselves through organizing the summer camp, Tzu Qing's also hope to inspire these students to spread the organization's seeds of love far and wide. Let's take a look.
Every year in Kaohsiung City, the Tzu Ji Summer Camp for high school students is run by Tzu Qing's from different schools. During the camp, Tzu Qing's are split into group leader teams, curriculum teams, housekeeping teams, and many more.
Being a group leader, I learn to communicate and interact with attendees. When I'm in a curriculum team, I learn to organize activities. When I'm a part of the media team, I can discover more about other stories and walk into their world.
Master Zhenyan told me that I need to learn how to interact with everyone and not pass on my bad mood to others. I need to learn how to keep smiling.
Other than learning how to interact with each other and get rid of their bad habits, these Tzu Qing's also learn how to take photos and edit videos. Luckily, with Tzu Ji alumni and volunteers by their side, they were able to overcome all obstacles.
I learn to face challenges with an open mind, as there are different changes in activities all the time. Now I know how to better communicate with my teammates when we face problems.
With more than 170 participants in the camp, some 90 Tzu Qing's are there by their side, hoping to inspire more young people and their parents to walk the Tzu Ji path.
We go back to Malaysia at the end of today's program. As parents are always concerned about the health of their children, the Jingsu Books and Cafe in Malacca held a seminar inviting pediatric doctors to share tips on providing a healthy diet for children. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.